On the morning of Friday, May 15th, 2026, in a quiet farming community in Oyo State, something happened that shook the whole of Nigeria. Armed bandits entered 3 schools in broad daylight. They walked into classrooms. They grabbed teachers in front of their students. They took children as young as 2 years old. 46 people gone into the forest. What followed? The killings, the viral videos, the government's response, the teachers' strike is a story that every Nigerian, every Yoruba person, every parent must understand. This is Top 10 Yoruba. Today, we are breaking down the top 10 facts about the Oriire school kidnapping that every Nigerian must know. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Top 10 Yoruba YouTube channel and turn on the notification. We begin with the basics because many Nigerians still don't know exactly where this attack took place or how many schools were targeted. Oriire local government area sits in the Ogbomoso axis of Oyo State, a rural farming community far from the noise of Ibadan. These are hardworking, peaceful people. Filled up. On May 15th, gunmen launched coordinated attacks on not 1, not 2, but 3 schools at the same time. Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Yawota Community Grammar School, Ahoro Isinele, and LA Primary School, SCLA. The coordination of these attacks tells us something important. This was not random. This was planned. Number 9. Let's talk about the victims, because behind the numbers are real human beings with families, dreams, and futures. According to confirmed reports from community leaders and the Christian Association of Nigeria in Oyo State, a total of 46 people were abducted. This includes 39 students, some as young as 2 years old, and 7 teachers and school staff. Among those taken was Mrs. Rachel Alamo, the principal of Community High School, SNL. Her vice principal, Folawe Alamo, was also taken. Children, teachers, a school principal, all dragged into the forest by armed men on motorcycles. 2 people were also killed at the scene, a teacher who resisted and a commercial motorcyclist. Coming at number 8 is the question of how exactly this happened. How do armed men walk into 3 schools and kidnap 46 people? Eyewitness accounts describe the attackers arriving on motorcycles, a common tactic used by rural bandits across Nigeria. They entered the schools during school hours when children were in class. At Community Grammar School, they shot dead a teacher who tried to resist. At Baptist Nursery School, they took staff and very young children. A Toyota Corolla belonging to the vice principal was seized and later set ablaze along their escape routes. They fled into nearby forest, the dense bush that sits on the border between Oyo and neighboring states. This is the same terrain that has sheltered criminals for years and where security forces have struggled to operate effectively. The speed of the attack, the coordination, the use of motorcycles, it points to a group with local knowledge of the area. This next fact at number 7 is the hardest to tell, but it must be told. Among the 7 teachers kidnapped was Mr. Micheal Oladokun, a mathematics teacher at Community High School, Ahoro SNL. He was born on September 26, 1968, a dedicated educator, a family man. 2 days after the kidnapping, on May 17, 2026, a video circulated on social media. In that video, Micheal Oladokun had been killed by the bandits, brutally beheaded. Governor Seyi Makinde confirmed his death on Monday, May 18th, and extended condolences to his family. His family later appealed to Nigerians to stop circulating the graphic video because they were being traumatized by its spread online. Let us pause and say the name of this man, Micheal Oladokun. a teacher, gone too soon. His death must not be forgotten. At number 6, let's talk about the heartbreaking videos. Beyond the killing of Micheal Oladokun, what truly brought this crisis into the national consciousness was a series of heartbreaking videos from inside captivity. On May 27, 2026, 12 days after the kidnapping, she was kneeling. She looked exhausted, afraid, desperate. She spoke directly to President Tinubu and Governor Makinde, begging them to negotiate with the kidnappers. She said the victims had been in the bush since the day of the attack, exposed to harsh weather, without proper food or medical care, under the sun and in the rain. And she feared that military rescue attempts were making things worse, not better. These videos spread across Twitter, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Nigerians were moved to tears. Celebrities, including Nollywood actor Kolawole Ajayemi, a son of Ogbomoso, shared the videos and called for immediate government action. The nation was watching. The pressure was building. Number 5 highlights the governor's response. With public pressure at a boiling point, Governor Seyi Makinde moved quickly to show he was in control of the situation. He held security meetings twice daily. He personally visited the Ahuru Esiele community to meet the families of the victims. He assured them, and I quote his words, "We will push beyond every limit until all abductees are rescued." He confirmed the arrest of approximately 6 suspects linked to the kidnapping. He deployed Amotekun, the Southwest Security Corps, and noted that nearly 200 Amotekun operatives had died fighting crime across Oyo State since the Corps was formed. But Makinde also rejected calls to negotiate with the bandits. He described their actions as cruel, unacceptable, and inhumane. He called for military-led rescue operations instead. This put him in direct conflict with Vice Principal Alamo, who from captivity was pleading for exactly the opposite, for the government to talk to the kidnappers. That tension, rescue by force versus negotiation, became one of the most debated questions in Nigeria. This was not just an Oyo State problem. It became a federal government crisis, and that is what number 4 is about. President Bola Tinubu sent a high-level delegation to Oriire, including the Chief of Staff to the President, the National Security Advisor, the Minister of Defense, and the Inspector General of Police. They visited the affected communities on May 31st, 2026. Then, on June 3rd, 2026, President Tinubu took to his official X account and announced 2 major decisions. The approval of 1,000 new local forest guards to patrol and monitor the kind of dense bush areas where these kidnappers operate, and the deployment of a specialized tactical security unit to launch fresh rescue operations for the remaining victims. The Nigerian Senate also weighed in, officially declaring the incident a national tragedy, calling it an assault on our collective humanity, and observing a minute's silence for those who died. Senator Oshomole raised a chilling question in the Senate chamber. Military personnel had reportedly been withdrawn from near the school, and just 40 minutes later, the bandits struck. Who gave that order? Number 3 shows what happens when the government's response fell too slow. Nigeria's teachers took matters into their own hands. The Nigeria Union of Teachers, Oyo State Wing, issued a directive. All teachers in Oriire local government area were to stay away from school indefinitely. Their statement was titled, "Stop the attacks on schools, teachers and learners. Now, not until we perish." Then the NUT went national. On June 2nd, 2026, solidarity rallies were held across all state capitals in Nigeria. Teachers in Oyo State were directed to withdraw their services from primary and secondary schools statewide. Think about what this means. The children of Oriire who were not kidnapped are now also out of school. Parents are afraid to send their children back. The entire community is paralyzed. This is what happens when banditry is not stopped. It does not just hurt the victims, it destroys the entire community around them. Coming in at number 2 is the fingers pointing at the Oyo State Governor. Former Governor Ayodele Vayose sharply criticized Governor Seyi Makinde's response to the Oriire abductions, alleging the crisis was politically weaponized to embarrass President Bola Tinubu's administration. Meanwhile, activist Sunday Igboho claimed he established the Iru Ekun security network with federal clearance to clear regional forests, but was ordered by Makinde's administration to stand down from a rescue attempt. State authorities justified the restriction by explaining that the kidnappers threatened to execute the students and teachers immediately if Igboho's forces launched an attack. What should the governor do? And now we arrive at fact number 1. Perhaps the most heated argument to come out of this crisis is a question that Nigeria has faced before, but never with this much visibility. Do you negotiate with kidnappers? Or do you send in the military? On one side, the principal speaking from captivity begged for negotiation. She said military pressure was putting the hostages in more danger, not less. On the other side, the Oyo State House of Assembly voted to reject any suggestion of negotiation, warning that talking to the bandits would embolden them and invite more attacks. The speaker said giving in to terrorists is not an option. The Nigerian Senate agreed, calling for military operations, not dialogue. But here is the painful truth that every Nigerian has to sit with. While politicians debate the strategy, 46 real human beings, including children, have been living in the bush for weeks. As of the time of this video, 3 weeks after, they have not been rescued. Reports of their release circulated on social media, but the Oyo State government officially denied those reports as fake. The debate continues while the victims wait, and the question about how safe education is in Nigeria remains unanswered. For years, decades, mass school kidnappings in Nigeria were a northern problem. We talked about Chibok. We talked about Zamfara. We talked about Plateau, Borno and Kaduna. But the southwest, the Yoruba land, was different, safer, more secure. The Oriire local government kidnapping has changed that narrative. The question we must all ask is not just, when will the Oriire victims come home? The question is, which Yoruba community is next? And what are we as a people, as Nigerians, going to do about it? Those are the top 10 facts about the Oriire school kidnapping that every Nigerian must know. From the 3 schools that were attacked, to the 46 lives taken from their families, to the death of Mr Micheal Oladokun, to the government debates, the teachers' strike, and the unanswered question of where banditry in Yoruba land goes from here. This is not just a news story. This is our story, the story of our people. If this video gave you something, share it. Send it to someone who needs to understand what is happening in Oyo State. And in the comments section below, I want to hear from you. What do you think should be done? Should the government negotiate, or should they go in and rescue by force? Drop your opinion below. If you are new to this channel, Top 10 Yoruba is your home for everything Yoruba. Subscribe. Turn on the notification bell because we cover our culture, our people, and our stories deeply and honestly. God bless Yoruba land, and may every one of those 46 people come home safely. Esheon.